So this is question 2 for the individual feedback. So now we're going on to draft 1 of our music videos. The first thing we see already before we even start the video, it doesn't fit the screen, which obviously you don't get marked on it, but the audience didn't like that. So the thing we got here is we thought it'd be funny to have like a explorer bird watcher to find the pandas, but our audience didn't really understand the character. They thought he wasn't Bill. We didn't understand why he was there and stuff, so they didn't find it convincing. So they wanted us to change it, and they thought because we've got lots of smoke grenades, we could maybe change it to a policeman. So later on, we changed it to a policeman, but in this draft, they didn't like Jamie as the character, as they thought it was weird. Okay, here you can see we're kind of in time of the beat. However, we're just fading to black in the beat. That is where people said that the editing is very basic. So one of our classmates said, for example, when cutting, instead of cutting to black, we could cut to a different shot because then that adds more editing techniques to our thing and essentially would make us have a better grade. Also, with the smoke grenades, they like the smoke. Like they like the smoke like here. They like it. But they said we wanted more they wanted more smoke. We had a very limited amount, but they wanted more. And unfortunately, 54 seconds is all we got for the first draft. So, moving on to draft 2. So we changed that character. We put it as a policeman, and he's in the car. We try to establish the character a bit more. And here we have Faisal. He's a cool operator. So one thing they didn't like is Josh here calling the police. He needs to be more established. Essentially, he's out. He's come from nowhere. They wanted him to be more established. They wanted him to see him walking around a bit, him spotting the smoke, but there was none of that. So that's the thing the audience said we could do. Because we don't actually know why he's calling them. We needed to know why. So as you can see, we've developed the character here more. He's more established, and this is what people liked because in our first draft we did not have an established character. As you can see here, we've used a thing called speed ramping because in draft one, we got told our editing was very basic. So in draft two, we wanted to improve our editing, wanted to hit them higher marks. So here, for example, we use speed ramping, and that's a high mark for editing. Also, further on throughout, we use slow motion to emphasize the because it's an EDM music and that's a convention in EDM music, and that is what the audience wanted. Also, this shot of the DJ in the rave, this is what we used as our bass track because in draft one, it was a bit all over the place. And I remember my brother, who does media at university, said that you needed a bass track to add structure to the video because without it, it looked disjointed, so it didn't really go together. But now with this thing, our audience said it fitted. As you can see here, there's already more colours of the smoke, so that's what the audience. Here we have the cutting in between the two things. Audience liked it again. It's better than the draft one. The audience here, so obviously the panda's woken up, Jamie, the police officer's woken up. They didn't like the filter we put on the lens here. We put the filter on all the POVs of the panda because we thought that it was to show that he's been messed up. He doesn't know where he is, but the audience didn't like it, so they want us in the future to get rid of that. Audience liked that editing in time with the beat. That's what it's all about. Speed ramping again, and they like this bit especially because it's adding the comedic value. This is not supposed to be a serious music video. We wanted comedic value. That is why we changed it to police officer. They wanted more comedy. They didn't find it funny. We got to hear the pandas laughing at James. It's supposed to be funny. It's not serious. That's what they like. We added in this last dance scene because there was one conversation we had with a classmate. They said, "Isn't a convention of EDM when you have a dance routine?" So then we made a dance routine up very briefly, and just to fit the conventions really. And the audience liked this. However, they thought we were being too serious, whereas we thought this was very playful, not serious. So the audience wanted us to make it obvious that it was playful and have more shots. Also, this little flashback right at the end, they didn't really understand it. They thought it was too quick. They wanted us to slow it down, otherwise it didn't make sense. And there you go. Thank you very much for listening.